In a previous video, I showed you these three kites. These kites I made using the same diameter bow material and the same length bow in each of the three kites. The difference is that the wingtip to wingtip dimension is slightly different on each kite. This is the narrowest one. The next one slightly wider, and the last one a little bit wider yet. Not a lot of difference, just a little. But I wanted to find out if there would be any noticeable difference in the flight behavior of the kite. The other day I had a chance to fly them and to find out, and I learned quite a bit. This kite, the narrowest one, is the one I liked the best. That's my preference. Might not have been yours, hard to tell, but what I liked about it was slightly faster. It entered and exited spins more readily, which I really like. And it seemed to go into the edge or beyond the edge of the wind window farther. So in every aspect, I like this better. So why? Well, I think I found out why, because it's one of the things I learned when I flew these kites, is that when the nose leading edge is created on my drawing of the plan, each time I changed it, I changed the angle here. And as you can see, the length of the leading edge from the nose to where the leading edge meets the bow is longer on the kite with a wider wingtips. And so how could that be a big deal? Well, what I noticed when I was flying the kite is that extra length, even though it is stiffened here, I put a piece of mylar, stiff mylar, along the edge. I do that on all my kites. But you can see here, it still allowed the wind to push up and to create a small wind dam along the nose portion of the leading edge of the kite, and even more so on the wider one. Now there's one way I could have changed that and eliminated it completely, and if I were a little smarter, I would have done that, but I didn't realize or didn't think about it. I would simply change the angle of the nose leading edge so that the distance between the points where the nose leading edge and the bow were the same on all three kites. I didn't do that. I used the natural wingtip line point as it became wider, and so the angle became more shallow and therefore longer nose leading edge. This is nothing I didn't know, I just didn't pay enough attention to it. So when I got home, I thought, well, rather than just forget about flying these kites, is there something I can do to retrofit it and allow it to be a little better performing? Well, I crudely drew around these areas here because this is where I placed a piece of clear mylar that's quite stiff, the same material I use for the leading edge nose leading edge stiffening here. I cut it out and made it so it would minimize the amount of wind dam effect it would have on the kite in the future. So I'm hopeful that it will help. I don't know if it'll do a lot or nothing, but I'll find out when I fly it, and I'll let you know. Because there are other kites I have that perform well but have this same issue. And I've thought about different ways of stiffening this up, including putting small pieces of carbon fiber in it, sort of like that, or multiple ones like battens for the nose. I've done that, but none of that never seemed to do enough to make it worthwhile. I'm hopeful this might be a little better.